Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Yolanda and welcome to Unfiltered Me. So as you guys can see, I'm in a different location. I wanted to switch it up, and also it's currently 11:26 and I don't have to actually go to school till 11:35. So I was like, let me make a quick little video. And honestly, I've been kind of wanting to talk about this for a while. I just want this to be like a video of just like hope and of encouragement to anybody like out there going through something. And personally for me, like I went through this whole thing. Honestly, if you were to compare my life from now to last year, like it is significantly different. Like I have grown so much, but also within that process I was hurt a lot, but it wasn't until recently, like I'd say 3-4 weeks ago, that like I fully like 100% healed from it. And let me tell you, you can be there too. Okay, now it took me a while because so basically this topic is just about forgiveness, right? And I say this a lot on this channel, and I'm gonna keep it 100. We're not going specifics, but I fell into a really bad spot, and sometimes I think about it and I look back, especially like on TikTok, you know, they talk about it a lot, and I just think back and I'm just like, wow, like, you know, why did I do that, question mark. But then also I have to be like easy on myself because it wasn't an easy process transitioning from being a Mormon and then like not going to church, but then going to church, but then leaving because I just didn't feel the connection anymore, and it was just kind of like an uninterested kind of thing. And then now like finding Christ again, and it was just like and like there was a lot that I was learning about myself, and I feel like with a religion it's something that you have to want, and I just didn't feel that desire after leaving the Mormon church. And so yeah, I did fall, I did do things. I may not be like too proud of it. At the end of the day, it has made me to who I am. But a part of that, you know, going back and like just to my journey of like, you know, where I'm at with Christ now, it also wasn't easy starting, because it was like, even when I was like sitting with those people, like I go to Bible study like 3 times a week. I've been trying to. And so in all, like I go to church about 6 to 8 hours a week, and I spend a lot of time there, and it's just like with a bunch of people. There's this one I go to, and not to like make any like seem like, oh, like this one's bad church I went to, like no, but I feel like it was just like a different feeling being with like people that are my age compared to being with like older people, because I feel like it was just like different because with the experiences that I went through, I guess not a lot of people were like went through that same similar thing, or at least like that I'm aware of. And so like it just, and they did nothing wrong, but it was just the fact that like I feel like for me, like I like long to like, I guess in a way, get it off my chest. And I saw a video about it on YouTube, somebody talking about like forgiveness and about like how being able to like something about like being able to like profess like your wrongs, or being able to confide to somebody. And I've confided in people about that, but like being so open in the space that I was in, being in my other group that I'm in, and we're gonna go deeper into this, but it was just like a different feeling like no other. But I'm so glad the people I've met along the way, especially this one girl, which you might be seeing soon in one of my videos. I really want to bring her along, but she was with me throughout the whole process, you know, during the times when I, you know, barely would be like, or I would skip out of church. I'd be like, oh, I have to go work, or oh, I'm busy tonight, I'm sorry, or oh, I'm going to this other church, which is fine to go to another church, but like I wish I always would go alone, but I could have like went with her, which is the church like I go with her now. But being in this group, it was just like, I remember, so once again, it was like a few weeks ago, and you know, the pastor, he was just like, you know, like if you don't speak up like today, like I encourage you to be the day to say something more. And before that point, I'd spoken up probably like twice in Bible study, and I'd been going for like 2-3 months by that point. But this one day, like I prayed that prayer in my heart, and I just felt it. I didn't really think much about it, to be honest, but I prayed it. And when we went to small groups, I think I prayed about it again before then, and just, you know, like I was able to actually speak up and not feel like, I don't know, like scared or ashamed or embarrassed, nothing of the matter. I was just able to like speak, you know, like what's up. And then she asked another question, and she just like looked at me, and she's like, I could tell you wanted to say something. So I just like, you know, let it off my chest. And let me tell you, that was the most relieving thing. Like I low-key started crying, but let me tell you, when I confessed to the group like that, and I didn't go in specific, it was like as general, but being able to confess and everything, it just felt great. And it literally, like, that was like one of one of the probably the most spiritual like days like ever. Like when I just like, I don't know, it just like felt so good that whole day in general from what happened that night. And I remember this one girl mentioned a really good point, and it's just like when you know you're healed when it comes to part of your testimony. And that's 100% true. Like I've kept that in the back of my mind for like since that moment on to today. And which is why like I'm literally here. I didn't even think about that, but it's just literally like I'm here to tell you this story and like how I healed from it, because it's part of my testimony now. I am healed from it. Yes, I still like, you know, like will go through some like setbacks a little bit, but for the most part, like I'm not like always thinking about it as I was, or as consumed with the idea like, oh my gosh, I'm not worthy because of X, Y, and Z that I was involved with. But basically, yeah, we're gonna get more into it. I'm kind of like cutting it like ahead of the story, but basically, yeah. And so this, after that day, this girl came up to me and she was just like, hey, you know, and just wanted a ride, and love her, right? And basically she's like, you know, just talking more about it. And so the thing about this group also is that it's kind of like I'm the youngest in the group. I'm 17. Most people are like in their 20s. So like it makes me a little bit intimidated and scared, which is why it's been harder for me to open up. But basically, the girl came up to me. Now this girl is actually like nearly 10 years older than me, so it was like a little bit different. But she needed a ride home. And so I was like, yeah, but like it wasn't just for the ride home though, but she wanted to talk to me more. And let me tell you, like, you know, we were driving around a little bit, and I was taking her home out. She was just telling me that, like, you know, what's going on. And I told her, and that's the person I did tell specifically what was going on. But she's just like, you know, you have to believe that you're forgiven. And she read a bunch of verses, and for some reason, it's just like in that moment, and she kept on reiterating it so much. And in that moment, like I just felt it. I was just like, you know, like you're so right. Like, why am I holding myself back from all these blessings and just from feeling free? Like I'm no longer bound. The Lord has forgotten it. So why am I remembering this? And it just like hit me that moment. And so after I dropped her off, I go to my house, and I'm about to walk in. Like I'm about to like get out my door, actually, like literally in this spot that I'm in, because I'm actually at my house right now. Hence the house in the back, but mine's in front. Basically, and I just sit here and I just pray and I just confess to the Lord, and I'm just telling him to break everything, break, you know, all the emotional ties, just free me from the sin, to forgive me for everything, and that just everything. And let me tell you, that was one of the most powerful prayers I've ever felt. I walked out and I just felt different, and I'm not even trying to like exaggerate it, but like I genuinely like felt like the Holy Spirit with me in that moment. And I was like sobbing, crying, y'all. And it was truly in that moment I felt free. I felt like the chains, whatever, are like just broken off. Like I just felt like a whole different person. And let me tell you, I'm in a situation where the person I liked, I will be honest, the person I liked was my neighbor. And that was one of the hardest things for me to get over, because they were my first love. But when I tell you, in this moment, I have not thought about them in that way. Or like, yeah, I'll think, or like I literally saw them yesterday as I was driving out. Like, yes, I saw them. I was like, oh my gosh, like they're there. But then I got over it. Like I had been so consumed for so long in everything that happened. And you know, it didn't end off peacefully, and not even just with that situation, but with other people that I've involved myself with. Like it was chaotic, and I just like was so like heavy hearted, and it was just so much pent up anger and stuff. And like I would tell myself like I forgive them, I forgive myself, and all this stuff, but like yeah, I just still would feel so miserable. But when I tell you, in this moment, in the day after, like I felt so free. I 100% felt like just like a whole different person, and that truly that like the Lord forgave me. And I promise you, like you guys can feel the same way too. Like the Lord has forgiven you if you truly ask it and believe in your heart. Because I feel like it's like not just like a mind thing, because I would tell myself in my mind, but in my heart I didn't feel it. But when you can connect those, and like when it just like syncs together, like let me tell you, like it's just different. And it's just like I felt so good about it and about myself for once, and I just finally felt so free. And it was just like amazing to just know that like the Lord died for us, for our sins, and for everything, and like he wants us to like step into this new life with him. And like just because of my past does not define who I am. Yes, I did the stuff, right? But that's the past. I removed myself from that. I am actively trying every day to step away from that, and that's all that matters. The Lord just requires us to try and to not fall back into that, but to continually like have a relationship with him, and just to be a good person overall. And like the promises that he's blessed us, if we like literally listen to him and follow his commandments, is like amazing. And I promise you can have the same thing happen to you if you truly like give your life over to Christ. And that's what I did, you know, in that moment. And I just really gave everything to him, and I feel wonderful right now. And so yeah, that's just my story. That's my testimony. You know, there's an extended testimony of not now, because this is my testimony, but like there's a huge more that one day I'll share with you guys. But I'm about to go to school. It's 11:36 right now. It's actually 7. I need a low-key rush. But the Lord is great. The Lord honestly, it's just like I'm gonna be driving low, y'all here. The Lord is amazing. He works in miraculous ways. Like, I feel like if I would have not been in this moment, if it wasn't for my friend I feel like I wouldn't be in this moment if it wasn't for my friend that kept on encouraging me to come here. And like, it's amazing just like how people are like placed into your lives for different reasons. And for her, I can 100%, like, I talk about a lot of friends and things and situations that I go through, but for sure, like, she's 100% one of those friends that I could genuinely see myself being friends with for like a lifetime. Because it do be those friendships built, you know, in the foundation of Christ, and people like God-centered friendships and all that are very lasting and just very like just beautiful, and being able to uplift each other and like be there for one another and to pray for each other. Like, I pray for her all the time, she prays for me. You know, right now we're going through stuff, but like we're always got each other's backs, and it's such a beautiful thing in general. And so I just really encourage you guys to, like, you know, if you're to get anything out of this, or maybe if you skipped through the video and you know you didn't hear my story or whatever, which I hope you listen to, because I feel like, I don't know, I wish, you know, I had encouragement then, or I wish I knew this then, because I would have not been so held back and like bound to like my past in that way. But truly, like, the Lord is the way, and he was able to turn around my situation, turn around my life, and he can 100% do the same thing for you. You just gotta give him a little bit of something. And that night I gave him my heart, I gave him everything, and he truly saved me that night too. And so yeah, I really hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day. I don't know when I'm gonna post this, to be honest, probably like on Sunday, because it's like not a part of my series for the scriptures. But yeah, I hope you all have a nice rest of your day. Peace is already out.